All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Crystal Tomb. I am kcStranger. I am joined this week by my surprised players, minus Spork, but he should be joining us shortly. So yeah, as always, the Crystal Tomb is brought to you by Tractor Blend and by XSplit Broadcaster. So thank you for your non-support. Failed to connect. What? Is my stream key messed up? I am going to say that there's probably no one watching. Oh wait, no, my stream key is not messed up. There we go. Cool. I was about to say meh, but turns out we're actually streaming, so whatever. Okay, so last time, let me think. What happened last time? Yes, the party talked with the giantess Icaros, who revealed herself to be a storm giant quintessent, one who has become one with the storm, if you will. Gave the party some advice that they were being pursued. Easy guess by 4 members of the Ashal. And gave them some help on their way out. Maybe gave Maxis a few small hints about some things that might be going on. Did warn him not to wear the amulet, but amulets be worth checking out, especially when they're associated with one of your revered ancestors, what's the word I'm looking for? Leaders of your people. So he went ahead and wore it. They wandered a ways back, heading towards the facility where they were first teleported to the north. Had some easy travel at first because Icarus had sort of paved the way for them. Did get a little bit lost after that, and wound up fighting some dragons. So it's currently fairly early in the morning. This happened rather early in the day. You're all pretty close to where you're going. But right now, this be the situation. Will remind you, I remembered towards the end last week that it is currently very windy. So as a result of that, any sort of ranged weapon attacks are gonna take a -2.
Even if they're magic weapons?
Even if they're magic weapons, because you're still trying to aim the arrow.
Okay.
Those be the rules for high wind. So with that, we are going to get back into this combat. It is Kane. Given that it has been a week, I'll just give everyone a quick rundown on sort of how healthy your opponents are, since that just seems fair. If I can actually check to... Why can't I see this one? It's like not coming up with the bubbles. Okay, so the little ice dudes are basically unhurt. And the 2 dragons have both taken a few hits. This top left one just from Maxis, and this bottom right one has been accosted by a few folks. All right, so Kane, it's you.
This ice dude just kind of showed up in my hiding spot. Fuck this ice dude, I'm stabbing him.
All right. That actually hits.
Oh, it does? Wow.
It does hit. So go and roll that dank damage. Okay, yep. You spin around to face the little ice dude, thoroughly peeved that he decided to ruin your hiding spot. And you stick your rapier in him, sort of skids a little bit along his shoulder, but takes a pretty good chunk out all the same.
So would I know if this guy has multi-attack or not? I thought Kane would know that.
If you want, you can give me
That wasn't actually there for
you can give me an Oh, wait, that's right. You would remember because you were actually in that fight, even though you weren't there. These things aren't particularly strong.
Okay, I'll stay where I am then.
Okay. Are you done then?
Yeah.
All right. It's clean.
Can you only attack once?
Yeah, rogues.
I'm wielding a rapier. I get.
Who controls Colleen? Because he
Colleen,
said he
because
was.
Colleen is here. Oh.
He said he'd be right back.
Oh. Okay.
He can go after you then. You guys have the same deal.
I think it's me.
I'm back. Sorry.
Oh,
Never
all right.
mind.
Cool. No problem.
Sorry.
No
I
problem.
almost got to do it. Oh well.
That probably would have gone along with it. That's fine.
I was gonna ice knife. I swear.
Oh, I would have just had you take your turn since you rolled the same initiative, but we'll go to Colleen.
Let me open up my zombie and let him smack something.
All right. You trying to wail at the dragon?
Yeah. Smack it, zombie. Oh my god, I think it hit.
It did hit. Go ahead and roll the damage. All right.
Oh, zombie.
Your zombie raises up a mighty arm, slams it into the dragon, and you hear sort of a woof as air is forcibly expelled from the dragon's mouth, and you see a nice little bruise left where you hit it.
What a god.
Oh.
It
Let's
was
see.
a 1 on the damage
Yeah.
die.
Ooh. Okay. So, question.
Yeah.
What is the vertical length of this line?
You mean like elevation?
Yeah.
You're on a ledge that's 5 feet up.
Could I potentially hit things in a line?
Yes. It's not that steep.
You just have to lay on the ground.
Oh, you
And
just have to,
potentially hit
angle it
Fallon.
down.
Yeah. I was gonna ask about that.
Well, so if you fire from here, going sort of in this direction, it would hit Fallon.
Hmm.
Can you not
He'll be
aim
fine.
a little? I mean, it won't let you do it, but can you not aim a the corner of
let
one of the
me
farms?
let me consult my official rules for adjudicating areas of effect and make sure of this. So line. Draw a line using the ruler tool. All squares crossed by the line are affected. So this particular line.
But couldn't you draw the line outside of this program to where it doesn't clip me? I'm just saying, just the line on the screen will only let you, it's the
I mean,
increments
actually,
of
it's
movement.
very, very close to not clipping you. In fact, I'm looking at this line, and I think it's like right on the corner. So let's say you were to move 1 square back. Then you're totally fine. Colleen, if you move 1 square, if you move to like the bottom of the screen, you can actually
Alright.
dodge hitting Fallon.
Let's fucking do it.
Is it a 90-foot range?
Yep.
Okay.
Lightning bolt.
All right.
You have to use that
Oh, shit,
voice
son.
for every time now.
All right, so Colleen sort of does some quick mental trigonometry, runs over to that spot, and unleashes a bolt of lightning. Fallon, you feel the hairs on your arms stand up as it skirts inches away from you.
That was a terrible roll.
Yeah, would you? Oh my. Okay. Well, let me see. We'll go top to bottom. So here is top method. There's bottom method. And dragon is... Okay, so top one fails.
Fuck you in particularly.
Okay, so the lightning bolt roars through the area. I don't know why I can't see this. All right. Thoroughly scorching that one in the middle. even though it dodges out of the way of most of it, does seem to be barely holding itself together. This one at the back just evaporates and explodes in a little shower of ice. And the dragon, yeah, seems thoroughly displeased. You hear it growl and sort of snap at the air in thorough upsetness, but yeah, let me see here. That's going to be that. Right, I can math. Okay, cool.
That's all I got. Thank you.
All right, and we're to Fallon.
I think I'm still gonna shoot at the dragon. Can I?
You can, but
I know there's the wind penalty.
Well, and there's a penalty for having an enemy in your face while attempting a ranged attack. It's
Fine.
disadvantage.
I go for the Iceman.
All right, you're just like fuck you on the Iceman. Yeah, that hits. Roll damage. Yup, you just whip out your axe and you're just like you're annoying, and you slash straight through it. It explodes in a little shower of ice, which is going to require you to make a dex saving throw.
Okay.
Okay, nice save. However, little shards of ice still rain down around you, and you take 2, actually, slashing damage. As it makes some nice cuts on your arm.
Okay. And I will move.
Hold on a sec. I'm going to remind you this time, because I remember.
Oh, well, I know Gamort gets to attack, but...
Okay, normally that would be a
does he need to
reaction.
attack before I move? Okay.
I mean, I don't think it especially matters, but in case it does matter, the timing would be now, because it's a reaction when you attack.
Okay, well then I'll make Gamork attack first.
Alright. You have advantage twice on this. Oh, that reminds me, the zombie had advantage. Okay, it didn't matter. Yup. Oh wait, actually. Oh yeah, advantage. Alright. Yep, that is a hit. Alright. Mork bites the dragon. Dragon takes 13 piercing damage, and dragon is already.
He's already. Yeah. Okay, and now I want to move up here, like right there.
Yep, totally fine.
I'm done.
All right. Actually, did you have Hunter's Mark going?
I tried to scroll up and look at that because I saw where it showed was I couldn't tell.
Yeah,
where
you do have Hunter's Mark going, and I imagine it would be against the dragon. So
yeah, I think it was.
So go ahead and roll a d6. Oh wait, except never mind. Duh, you attacked the method. I'm sorry.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah, it died. Never mind.
All right.
Next time.
Mork doesn't Hunter's Mark?
All right. So we go over to Maxis. So, so you've just experienced your sort of precognition dodge away from this dragon, which now appears thoroughly angry.
Yeah, it's weird. Okay. So I've got 2 Great Axe strikes. 24.
Yup, that's a hit. Go ahead.
And I'm gonna go against the dragon for these.
Okay.
You have advantage, don't forget.
Yep.
14. 12.
That will miss. You line it up a little bit wrong and sort of skid against its armor.
Okay. And then I'm already raging.
Oh yeah, right.
So,
and actually, let me double check just because we've had.
I think I got it, but that can I use Bring the Rain when I'm raging?
Yes.
I don't know if it counts as casting a spell.
No, it does not. But let me. So it's a bonus action. You have not used a bonus action.
I think it's a 12 DC for the.
Yep. Okay. So you're gonna use that.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah.
I think it's just 2d6 too.
So let me. I'll go ahead and do the saving throws now. So it's Constitution for both. So here's the method. We'll save, and here is the dragon.
That's 2 crit 20s in like 4 rolls.
I imagine 18 is probably above a DC based on your wisdom.
Yeah, it's not great. But it is half damage. Okay.
Right. So.
But they don't fall either. Okay.
Yeah. Roll 2d6. Okay.
So that's 3 to both.
Yep. All right. So let me represent this area of effect real quick. So. And it is rain after all, so we'll do it like this. Can you all see that?
Yeah.
All right.
And then I would like to
lightning. Oh yeah. Go ahead and do that. That's true too. Who are you lightning bolting?
This thing.
Okay.
I don't remember what they're called.
Yeah.
The ice fairy.
They're called methods. So.
Method Man?
19, so I think that's a save as well.
Yeah, that saves. So he only takes 2?
2. Okay. All the same, allow me to narrate this. So Maxis, first swings his great axe a couple times against the dragon, and then he raises it up to the sky, and suddenly a storm cloud just grows over him. He normally has sort of a windy, charged atmosphere around him while he's raging, but this time it turns into pelting rain that just thunders down on the 2 creatures next to him, almost driving them down, although they manage to withstand it. And then the bolt of lightning once again zaps that little guy. Okay.
And then I'm done.
All right. And that did I say how long that lasts?
I think just a round, I want to say. I'll check.
Oh yeah, until the end of your next turn.
Yeah.
Yep, okay. Cool. And let me do one more thing real quick. Alright, neat. Alright, and now we are to this dragon, who will first of all stand up. Roll 20, come on, show me the little things. Roll 20 is like glitching out on me. I'm gonna try reloading real quick. Alright, let me see if that helped anything. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so dragon spends half his movement to stand up. And... oh, I need to do this. Alright. Let me see here. Well, that could be interesting. Lols. Oh. Nope, not quite. Not quite. Alright. So the dragon will sort of... let's see, it's going to be too much. Okay.
Probably can't take off in this wind.
Alright, he's going to sort of beat his wings, come just a short distance up into the air, and land on the other side of the zombie, like this. Gmork will get an opportunity attack. as he does that. Oh, except Gmork used his reaction.
What about zombie?
Stayed within threat range of zombie.
Okay.
So guarded against that. And now I need Fallon, Gmork, and zombie to give me a Constitution saving throw as he opens his mouth and a breath of winter.
Zombie feels no pain.
Goes over you. Well, zombie's gonna take some pain, and we'll see if he can make his save.
Zombie feels no pain.
All right. So, let me see. So that is fails on both. So zombie technically takes half damage. The others of you will take full damage. So
I don't think zombie's making that save.
So 35 cold damage. What's the DC for the save? I'm trying to remember.
It's like 5 plus whatever damage is left.
Oh. Zombie only took half damage, so...
Yeah, so you could crit. You have a chance to crit.
Okay.
I thought it was only half the damage. Yeah.
Yeah, but
For the-
half of
Oh, okay, so technically it's
35
DC
is still
22.
like-
And meanwhile, Fallon and Gmork both take 35 cold damage.
I'm just making sure I don't have anything.
Nope. Bye, zombie.
All right.
Okay, hold on. I'm adjusting numbers.
And so Zombie was with you for a short time, but you went through a lot with him. I will remind you, Colleen, I sent you a message a while ago on Slack. I don't know if you remember, but you can sort of scavenge while you're just randomly out wandering places. Just remind me.
Yeah.
I'll let you do it once a day.
Okay.
Okay. So unfortunately, you watch as the zombie sort of freezes and then starts sort of flaking apart and finally slumps to the ground, frozen stiff. Both Gmork and Fallon endure a similar treatment, though I imagine they remain standing.
Somewhat.
And the dragon roars as dragons do. Sort of an animal light glowing in its eyes. Well, I killed zombie bro, Aaronin.
Rip.
Yeah.
It hadn't even gotten to your turn yet. You're here just in time.
All right.
Yay.
That brings us to Gmork.
Well, it's frustrating because now he doesn't get advantage because zombie's dead. But he's still mad.
But Aaron's coming up.
He is still mad. Go ahead and roll damage. Okay. So Gmork charges up, avenging the fallen.
Fail the save.
Tears a gash across sort of the lower part of the dragon's neck, and let's see if we can make a strength save. Nope. I get knocked down.
See, I'm magic.
You get up again.
All right.
Not again. We already
Not
did
again.
this.
You don't
We
want
went
to
through
go
this
through
all
already.
that again? Come on, man. It was a great time.
I actually named one of the episodes on YouTube. What did I actually name it? Did I just name it Tub Thumping? Anyways, maybe it was. I think I just named it I Get Knocked Down. But all right. Anything else for Gmork?
No.
All right. That brings us to methods. So first will be this one.
Methods, man.
Who do you know the method, man? Who's going to try to create a bit of a gap between him and the dragon? But oh wait, no, never mind. I said that. So moving within your area of effect. As I was doing that, I remembered. That's
He has to do a strength save.
All right. So 2. All right.
That does not succeed.
So he tries to move, but as he does, just gets pelted down by the rain. So he's going to use the rest of his movement to get back up and won't be able to move like he was hoping. But is going to... is going to use Frost Breath. So, Maxis, please make a dexterity saving throw. As a blast of cold goes towards you, and you see some of the rain around you freeze into icicles before it hits the ground. All right. That is a fail, so that's...
Do I have advantage on saving throws?
Oh, wait.
What level are you? I know barbs get it. It's
Do I?
It's like dangerous.
Yeah, danger sense, advantage on dexterity saves against effects you can see. Yeah, never mind. Plus, you have advantage on saves anyway because you're wearing the amulet.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, so you totally see it coming. You step out of the way. Too large of an area for you to get out of the way entirely, but you take 3 cold damage. All right, and that is that method's turn. That one's dead. That one's dead. And this one's next to Kane. So I think it'll use that ability as well. Kane, Dex saving throw.
Do I get advantage?
Why?
Because
it doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah, that's a save. So similar thing.
No
for
damage.
you. Oh, do you have that ability?
I has the evasion. Yes.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought that was level 9, but it's level 7. All right.
Yeah, if you use ice zombie thing.
So you, Kane, you see it gearing up to do a similar sort of thing, and you just immediately slip to the ground, and it goes straight over you. You pop back up as soon as it's done.
Can I give Raxus a thumbs up? Like, hey.
All right. So now it is Ernan.
I feel like I asked this last session, but I don't remember the answer. How is the weather?
The weather is windy.
I think he had established he couldn't do that.
Right now, I literally have a storm boiling over my head.
That is true. Maxis did just create a storm with pelting rain.
So is this legally defined as stormy weather? Stormy condition.
No.
So, like, literally, see that blue circle around Maxis?
No.
There's not a blue circle.
All right.
Yeah, I don't see that either.
All right. I thought I asked if you could see that, but
I can see
now?
the blue circle.
Oh wait, no, I just turned it into a square.
Nope, we see nothing.
All right, just a second. I'm pretty sure.
What about a triangle?
Oh wait, here we go. Here we go.
Maybe it's because it's around my
How
token.
about now?
Yes.
Hey, I see it.
Okay.
We sees.
So literally, so Max has just used the thing on his turn, and right now, in literally that area, there is a pelting thunderstorm.
So I'm going to assume that means no, it's not legally defined as a stormy conditions for a 60-foot radius storm cloud.
Well, wait a minute. Let me look at the ability.
10 feet tall by 60-foot radius cylinder of a storm cloud.
Well, but the question is, it's lightning storm. Is that the name of it?
Call lightning.
Call lightning.
If you are outdoors in stormy conditions when you cast the spell gives you control over the existing storm and instead of creating a new one. Under such conditions, the spell's damage increases by 1d10.
Right, okay. I need to think about how I want to roll this real quick. I thought about it before, but I don't remember what I decided. Oh, okay. Centered on a point you can see directly above you. So I think what I decided before was that if you were currently in the area of effect of Maxis's ability when you used it, it would count. But if you're outside it, it doesn't count.
Oh yeah, because I have that Storm Soul thing too that gives him the ability to have it around him, but I don't think I have that yet.
All right. Well, then I'm just going to cast Call Lightning at a 4th level.
Okay.
How do the dragon things look in terms of liveliness?
Medicine check.
One or two.
Just make one.
That is a 16.
Okay. This one at the bottom has been beat up a lot more significantly than the one at the top. It's not about to drop or anything, but on a 16, it's at about half health. The one at the top basically maxes. Has just been wailing on it.
Then I'm going to call lightning and burn channel divinity. Hit this one for 40 damage. Unless you can make a dex save, then it's 20.
All right.
Damn.
19.
That makes it.
All right.
That's
So yeah. Let me see. Now, wait a minute. Does prone give it any kind of disadvantage on that?
Question.
It actually.
I feel like it would for a dex save.
I mean, I don't know.
One would assume if you're laying.
And
One would assume if you're on the ground, it's harder to dodge things.
Okay, no. I mean, I'm just going with the rolls, and it doesn't. So let me see.
That could totally be a roll.
All right, so you burn Channel Divinity. What did that do?
That's max damage.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
If you use Channel Divinity to do max damage, any thunder or lightning damage.
Okay, so Storm Cloud opens up
It's like
the
a turn
dragon.
40 to just 40.
A giant lightning bolt leaps toward the ground. As it does, the dragon instinctively sort of rolls over and takes it on the thickest part of his hide rather than on his head like you were going for. But still some nice damage. All right, anything else?
Important question.
Yeah.
Do we see its skeleton when it gets hit by the lightning?
Give me perception.
That's a nat one.
Yes, you do see its skeleton. It looks just like in the books.
It's like in the cartoons.
Yeah, it's just like, and you're like, her.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing.
All right. Wishful thinking for the win. Okay. This dragon is going to continue to be angry at Maxis. With disregard for its ally, it's going to open up on both of you with its cold breath. So, Maxis, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, and so will the Method. Oh wait, Method is immune to cold damage, so really doesn't matter.
I got a 22.
Weird.
Alright. Well, I didn't realize it was immune. I thought it might resist, but it's actually just immune. Okay. So, yep, you do make the save, so you'll take half this much damage. So 20 cold damage. As you sort of brace yourself against the blast that comes straight in your face. And it roars. Frustrated, but glad it's finally done something to you. Alright. Yeah, that'll be it. So, Kane, your turn.
This guy's still here?
Yep. I said they
he
weren't
needs to
strong.
die.
They do have more than 7 hit points.
Just. Oh, God damn it.
Roll a d20. Okay. You have had enough of this shit. You pop up after dodging its little cold blast, and you just sort of throw your sword forward, not really even thinking about what you're doing, and just whiff completely.
Yeah.
And it cackles.
Fuck you, ass zombie thing. I don't have anything else to do. I guess I'll just wait again.
Alright. Colleen.
Alright, Senpai, I would like to lightning bolt at 4th level.
Oh shit. Yeah. Now let me see. So from there,
So he's
so 90
shooting.
feet is going to be there. You can step up a little bit if you want, and
'Kay.
also get the method.
So he's shooting lightning into a giant bowl of water, though.
And yeah, why not?
Oh, she.
I mean, they're raindrops. It probably won't skip all the way to you.
Raindrops don't really conduct very well.
It'll be fine.
All
Or
right.
funny.
Have you ever
one of
seen the episode of Mythbusters where they tested peeing an electric fence?
What,
Like that.
I remember that
So
episode.
37 is the total damage?
Correct.
All right, so we will start with the method. Not that it probably matters because you're probably going to kill it anyway. Yeah, that's a fail. And top dragon and bottom dragon. All right. So yep, you do more trigonometry. You're just all angles today. Line up another lightning bolt. It sears through. Maxis, as the lightning bolt rips through your storm aura, you really feel it. It does not damage you, but it weirdly energizes you, actually.
Sweet.
And yeah, now that said, this method is going to explode, so I need you to make me a dex saving throw, Maxis. Yup. So you take 2 piercing damage, or slashing damage, sorry, as that just like completely pops with another one
Wait,
of
do I
Kane's
take
lightning bolts.
1 because I have rage? I'm raging.
Oh, it's slashing damage. Yep, 1.
Okay.
This dragon will take 37, looking nicely seared. Probably tastes good later. And this dragon will take, what, so half the 18. As it sort of ducks under the worst of it, but you can see a nice black scorch across the top of its body.
I totally thought you told us to make a death saving throw, and I was very confused. Like, when the heck did he go down? What?
Yeah, Kane, make a death saving throw. Just do it for fun. Okay. Colleen, anything else?
That is all, sir.
All right. Where to Fallon?
Fallon charges the dragon on this side.
All right. Get in there.
With his great axe of doom.
Oh, it is a great axe of doom. Go ahead and roll damage. Ooh, is that? Yeah, max damage roll. Nice. And roll the hunter's mark.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. All right. What is that? 1 in 72. Yep. So you come up. You've had enough of this thing accosting you and Gamork. You slam your axe down straight on its head. It, that was a really terrible dragon roar, but it's sort of in between a roar and a squeal, honestly. All right. It is still alive though.
Well, Gamork. Gamork gives him the old 1-2, and that should be advantage.
Yep, it is. Go and roll the damage. Gamork pounces, clamps his teeth around the dragon's neck. You hear a snap, and then Gamork twists, and the dragon falls limp to the ground. I'm going to represent that this is still here.
So Fallon yells over at Max's direction. It's like, all right, now just kill your dragon and we can go.
Will do. Don't worry about it. Got it. Help
me kill
Kane.
this ice thread. It won't die.
Didn't we all just like spit on the other ones?
There's just like lightning flying in every direction on the battlefield, and Kane's like, "Hey guys, help me over here."
It's too quick.
I can't.
We're fighting dragons, and the Chucky dolls got him by the ankle.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Okay, do I need to fight this thing now?
Oh, hold on.
Or
Anything else,
you have
Fallon?
something else?
No, I'm good.
All right. We are.
All right,
then
well, I'll
to
move my
make-
hunter's mark to the other one just in case. I assume I still get to do
Okay.
that.
Is there? Yeah, that's definitely within range. I don't know what the range is, but that's fine. Okay. Cool. Yeah, Maxis, it's your turn then. It does return to just your normal, sort of storm aura at this point.
Okay. That's a crit.
Yeah, it is. Go and roll damage. Yeah.
I don't. That doesn't have my extra thing in it? Or do it? Did that crit not work? That's weird.
No,
Do I-
it worked. The +3 is the crit damage because you only do the dice part of it again. So 15 damage.
No, but 4 is for my strength and 3 is for my rage +1 for the weapon.
Yeah, so 5 + 4 + 3 is 12. That's your normal damage roll.
Oh,
and then
okay.
the +3 is the crit damage.
Oh, I just didn't realize that the +3 was garbage. So, okay, I'm with
You
you.
rolled a 3 and a 1d12, so yeah.
Alright. And I crit again.
Yes, you
How's
do.
that? And I roll a 2! The shit!
All right. But yeah, still.
You're so good, Maxis.
That's actually the best, though.
I mean, all the same,
And this
though,
is why I use real dice.
as the dragon
Digital dice
is
are evil.
sort of recovering from its initial attack, it sort of tries to take an evasive step back, but you know exactly where it's going to be. You slash twice with perfect precision.
Alright.
I imagine I need to make a dex saving throw or something.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna bolt him. Ooh, that's like the best roll of that I've had so far.
Yeah, and dead center. So then you zap him. No, it's not that. I put an extra digit at the end of that HP number. There we go. All right. Now looking significantly worse for wear. Anything else for you?
No, I don't think I have anything else.
All right, cool. We are to the dragon then. Let me. Oh snap! All right.
Isn't that the dead dragon?
Oh, so
Yeah.
it is. Where'd it Gamork?
I don't think you can make that.
Nope.
Guess you better
Bark
shoot
at
him.
him.
Put him in your bow.
I don't want to waste that.
Oh, come on. It's a once per day thing. We're on the road.
All right, fine. Fine.
Are we
I
gonna do it?
swear to
I'll
if
do it.
Gamork kills 2 dragons here, everyone else gets we just quit, and it is the Gamork show from now on.
All right. Let me do a thing. All right. And let me. Okay. So
Wait,
that-
it's Gamork's turn. Can I do this on Gamork's turn, or does it have
wait.
to be?
No, it
Fallon's
is.
turn.
Yeah, it's technically Fallon's turn.
Okay.
Yeah, it's your ability.
Next time, you get him.
Well, I mean, I guess Gamork will get close, or just in case he ends up somehow helping.
Okay. Cool. All right. Now we're to this guy. So let me see. All right. So yeah, Kane. He's gonna attack you. 13. I imagine misses. He swipes at you with a claw. Thoroughly irritated, you just sort of lean back and you feel it go past you. Okay. Ernan.
I'm just gonna lightning bolt the other dragon thing.
Okay. Is that a concentration thing? Yeah, alright.
It is concentration. Up to a minute.
Yeah, so it is.
Up to a full minute of zapping fun.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yes, it is. Blah blah blah. That's 24.
You could all just pass your turns, so I could use the dog
24, unless it makes a deck save.
I'm
That
torch
makes-
killing this
Stop-
dragon, yo.
Stop rolling good deck saves.
I'm gonna kill this dragon. It's gonna be glorious.
Alright,
Dude,
so...
there's no way.
So the lightning bolt zaps down. Dragon sort of sidesteps and takes it on its back. Looking significantly worse for wear, but still not dead. Alright, anything else, Aaron?
Nope.
Alright. Now...
Just kind of chilling here with my hair floating up like Storm and X-Men.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So now Dragon gets his ability back, and I need Maxis to make a con save, as it's completely tunneled on trying to get you at this point.
Alright.
Oh no, the barbarian has a con save. Oh shit. Look at those rolls.
Oh yeah, it's actually a fail.
Can I use my Stone's Endurance on this?
What is... I'm sorry, I gotta look up Stone's Endurance.
Stone's Endurance is a Goliath ability. I roll a
Oh.
12 and add my con mod and subtract that from the damage.
Right, is that how it works?
That's what I have wrote down.
Okay, I mean, I believe you. I just always like to double check the rules the first time that
that's
something
fine.
comes up. Just to make sure that I'm straight on it. Alright, there we go. So, right, okay, cool. Okay, so it's 1d12 plus your con mod. So it's just like, so basically just make, okay, got it. Alright, alright, so
just
it'll
7.
be 7 less than this. This is 48, so 41 cold damage. Alright. And it bellows in your face one last defiant time, most likely. Alright, and we're to Kane.
He'll get him this time.
Nat one.
If you use your sword special ability, do they get attacks of opportunity?
Yeah, but I'm like full health. I'm fine. It will be worth. All right, I'm gonna do the thing, Casey.
Oh, which thing?
The step of the wind thing.
Oh, okay. What are you targeting?
The dragon.
Okay. Alright, and actually, it doesn't get an opportunity attack on you for that.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, because it's like Misty Step.
Nice.
Alright, so where are you headed? Alright, so yeah, you see Kane just sort of give up on fighting this Mephit, vanish it, like, seems to vanish as he takes a single step forward, reappears next to the dragon. Go ahead and roll your attack. Oh shit. Alright, well, let's do this properly. Wisdom saving throw.
It's wisdom?
Yeah, it's saving throw is wisdom. I think that beats your save, a 16.
Oh, it's based on my charisma. Okay.
Right. Yeah, that's what sets the
So,
DC.
it should have come up with the ability. Why didn't it? What? It's DC's 13.
Okay. So it does make it save.
I crit anyway. So.
Yeah, but you still crit, so go ahead and roll the damage. Plus 2.
I don't double crit.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, that all looks correct. 20 sneak attack. Okay.
And it's doubled, right? For the crit?
Well, no, those are the pluses. Oh, the sneak attack. Yeah. Alright. So what? That's sure. We'll just. Well, wait. How do you want to do that? Do you want to just going forward? Do you want to double it, or do you want to roll dice again?
I think it's up to you. Want me to roll them again or double?
No, I don't care this time. I just care that whatever we decide this time is the precedent for going forward.
I'll roll again since that's what everyone else's crits are doing.
Okay. Okay, so that's 34, 44, 51 damage. Yeah, so Maxis, you've been fighting this thing. You know, This has been happening. All of a sudden, you just hear a little burst of thunder and see a gash appear as a sword emerges from the other side of the dragon's chest with a heart on it. And then the sword withdraws, the dragon collapses, and you see Kane standing on the other side of the dragon.
I got it.
Did you just run from that method?
No. I got tired.
Just did.
Tired of trying to hit it. It's hard to hit.
That's hysterical. Anything else, Kane?
I'm just gonna have a shit-eating grin on my face this whole time.
Alright. Colleen?
I'm gonna move up here.
Alright.
And I'm gonna use Chill Touch on the method.
Alright.
That seems... Okay.
It's necrotic damage, not cold damage.
Oh,
it's just an attack. Alright. Yep.
Oh, hey, look, you land.
So the little undead hand appears and grabs the method around the neck. Alright, so 8 necrotic. And you see it sort of wither, but it does remain alive.
I saved you, Maxis.
Alright, anything else, Colleen?
That's it.
Alright.
Thanks, buddy.
Fallon.
Can I see it from here?
Yep. Full damage. Floomp.
Oh my god. That's a solid hit.
And Kane, I took out your greatest enemy. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It was bothering me. Decided to go after something else.
Are we done?
We are out of initiative. You are standing.
Free to move about the cabin?
glacier. Yes, indeed you are.
So
I'd
had
like to loot that dragon.
Yeah, I had like a little cask of ale when we started this. Can I fill that up with dragon blood?
You can certainly try.
I got its heart right here for you, Maxis.
What?
Just
Okay.
Put it under the heart.
All right.
Put it in the bag with the eye.
All right. So just to clarify,
Is this
soon as the fight ends, Fallon, you immediately descend on the dragon that you're next to. Maxis, you descend on the one next to you too, and you start trying to find juicy parts of dragon to take with you. Is that basically what's going on here?
Well, first I'm gonna get as much blood as I can into this cask, and then I'm going to cut its head off and strap it to my back eventually. But right now,
Can I try to get some? Can I try to get some scales off of it or something like that?
Take a dagger and start working on the scales. Sure. All right. Let me see. Maxis, make me a
roll
check.
nature?
Well, no. We'll use your what we've loosely defined as cook's tools. You can. You can, if you want to name those something else. Feel free. Like, you know, I don't know. I don't quite know off the top of my head what you call them, but feel free to rename them. But make the check with those.
Wow. All right.
Okay. I mean, that being said, the thing is bleeding pretty nicely. So I'm going to say that on that check, you don't necessarily get the thing full of dragon blood. And moreover, it occurs to you, blood tends to coagulate. And you really don't have a great way of stabilizing whatever you get, but hopefully it'll be useful anyway. Let me see. You get, Let me see. How much does... I am actually going to Google this.
Okay, so while you do that, I should be talking to Maxis. So what is this thing anyway? As I'm like trying to cut scales away.
It's a dragon.
This is a dragon? I thought they were supposed to be like at least like, and you see me do like mental math, like twice this big.
I mean,
right?
it could technically be a drake, I suppose. I'm not. Can I make a nature check to define like exactly what this is?
Sure.
Okay.
While they're
Fallon,
poking the dragons, I would like to
14.
write my name in the ground with lightning bolts. Just like to burn it in. Is Aaron was here?
Give me
rapid fire.
Give me just a spell attack roll to see how precisely you do this.
What language is it in?
What is that? Is that proficiency and spell modifier on that?
Yes.
No, it's just a spell
that
modifier.
is a 26.
Okay. You actually, there are just 3 bolts that come down to the ground. The first one slams down, and it says Ernan in neat letters on the ground. Second one comes down, was. Third one comes down, here.
Fabulous.
So that means that I'm a dragon slayer then, right?
Maxis, this is a white dragon. Judging by the size, it's young. So, you know, probably like a few decades old, maybe. Not more than that.
You spelled your own name.
It looks that way.
So
I am Kane, Dragon Slayer.
Kane, so Kane, as you're trying to chip away dragon scales, give me a survival, call it. Fallon, are you taking any particular approach to what you're doing?
No. Like, unless you have a suggestion.
Let me do it like this. Kane, you get 9 dragon scales.
Wait, I was trying to get like some hide. Not just like scale, like.
Oh, you're trying to get like a piece of hide? Okay.
Yeah, you know, something to like make. Someone could like make something out of it.
All right.
Well, I mean, they do that with scales too.
You do it with scales?
You do a bit of a messy job of it, but
Can I? I was gonna ask Maxis. It's like, which part do I need for like making leather armor?
You could probably use just go with scales. It'll be fine.
Okay, I'll stick with the scales.
Alright.
Are you just getting scales then?
I can make leather armor with that, right?
You
Or I can have some
dragon scale armor potentially with enough scales.
Would I be proficient with that armor if it was made?
Depends on how it's set up. Do you have medium armor proficiency or just light?
Light.
Okay. Normal dragon scale armor would be no. Maybe something custom could be done. Although with the handful of scales you got, you imagine it's probably not enough.
If I got hide,
Actually,
would that be the kind I need for making light?
You get. So normal dragon scale armor is they take the scales and they layer them into something else. They don't necessarily rely on the creature's like skin.
Oh. My only knowledge from Skyrim, I'm sorry. Like, that's all I know about.
Yeah, no problem.
Dragon armor.
Well, and I mean, I'm kind of making it up, so no worries. That being said, you get 17 scales. They weigh 0.1 pounds each. .1? Is that fair? 10 dragon scales a pound. Sure, I'll roll with it. Fallon, I'm sorry.
Encumbered.
I asked you a question, Fallon. What's your approach to your dragon?
I mean, I don't suppose it's hiding any valuables.
It has orifices. You should check them all.
How thoroughly do you want to search?
I don't guess thorough and is
like, are
fairly
you just
thoroughly
searching the outside of the dragon? Are you like trying to fillet it and see if it's eaten something, you know, that kind of thing.
You know what? I'll just start outside and then go inside.
Okay.
Oh, when he's
actually,
done, I
as
got a
well,
question.
give me a nature check, Fallon.
Gotta find them holes.
14.
Okay. You only know so much about dragons. You do know that they tend to make stores elsewhere, rather than necessarily carrying everything with them.
That was my next question.
Stretching your mind a bit, white dragons in particular, you seem to remember that they like to encase things in ice, but you don't remember a lot helpful beyond that. Searching the dragon itself. Sure, I'll, let me see here. I'll do it like this. You do not find anything particularly valuable immediately on the dragon.
Okay.
I shot you, PM.
Can I?
Yeah, Kane, you're trying to do that with respect to present company?
Yes.
Okay, well, first of all,
Is this the part where I
let
make
me
a
handle
perception
the
check?
thing with Fallon.
Can I guess, cut it open like you said, see if there's anything?
Yeah, sure. Give me, well, let me see. Do you have any kind of tools that help with this, or are you just trying to do it, like,
I
using
have
your daggers?
daggers. Yeah, I think just the daggers here.
Okay, the daggers are not perfectly suited to this task, but you can still make a survival check to attempt it.
I have a magic short sword, if that would be better for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you actually do a pretty reasonable job of it. You make I mean, it's too rough to call it like a surgical cut, but a very clean cut down the dragon's chest. You sort of lay it out. Obviously, it's pretty messy at this point. You once again don't find any like. Well, actually, let me do one thing. Give me a perception check.
Okay, let me do that.
Yeah, it's kind of disgusting in there now that you've got it laid out. You don't. You do check the stomach, and it doesn't seem to have like ingested gemstones or anything. So you just sort of back off after.
Can I narrate a bit of it?
Sure.
I'm hoping you're all looking on in disgust and horror, and Fallon's just raking organs out, trying to looking around, and then I don't find anything. So screw it, I'm taking a toe.
You take a dragon toe.
Yeah.
All right. You have a half-pound dragon toe.
Okay, adding it to my inventory.
As I stand over you, watching you rip it out, I'm just like, ooh.
I need an adult!
Okay. Kane, give me a stealth check.
This is when you tell me that I learned to raise dragons from the dead. I will birth a dragon, and then I will raise the dragons.
I has my hood up.
All right. Everybody else, give me a perception check. Maxis has disadvantage. Oh no, Maxis is normal. No, Maxis has disadvantage. Fallon has disadvantage. Yeah, others normal.
Oh, good. Didn't even need it.
Okay. Kane. Alright, so at this point, as sort of the spectacle is dying down with what Fallon's been doing, Kane, what is your strategy for what you PM'd me about?
Oh, just like where it came from. I'd be like,
Well, they came from opposite directions. Are you going up or down?
I'll go for the one on the 15 foot. Then one up to the 15-foot one.
Okay. So, it just sort of came flying in from over the horizon. So give me a survival check. Okay, you go running off that general direction. The rest of you look up and realize that Kane is no longer here.
Finally.
I figured I'd be here about dragon killing for like another hour. Alright, off with its head. How do you want me to roll that, by the way?
Give me an attack roll, and that'll determine how cleanly you get it off. I'm gonna assume that you'd get it off. Well,
Are you
actually,
gonna
no, wait
make-
a minute. Give me a check with your tools, and that'll determine
gonna-
how...
2 rolls, you said?
No, give me a roll with your tools,
Okay.
and it'll determine just sort of how cleanly you manage to get it off.
Oh, I was planning on doing this with like a great axe and just take.
Oh, okay. Just roll an attack roll then.
Are you gonna try to make some sort of headdress? Like barbarian headdress out of the dragon skull?
Alright, and you have advantage on that. So, so yeah, you pull out your great axe, you just line up your shot like you're chopping wood, you come down on it, and the head rolls off clean.
Sick. Alright. I have rope. Basically, I'm gonna try to make a dragon backpack out of this skull. So how heavy is a dragon skull?
Yeah.
No, let's put it in Kane's bedroll, like when he wakes up. Like Godfather.
Alright, so the internet is giving me information on how much a dragon would weigh, but not simply the head of a dragon. That being said, I'm gonna posit that it would be relatively heavy. Okay.
Probably.
Alright, so let me see. What's the weight of a human head? I'll use that as a reference point.
8 pounds.
What about like an elephant or a rhino?
Actually,
That's probably equivalent,
looks
right?
like it's, okay, human head. That's right. Okay, around 10 pounds is a human head. So I'm going to posit that dragon head would be heavier. I'll be nice and say 20 pounds.
Alright.
Where does that put you on weight?
I'm encumbered now.
Alright. But you've got this 20-pound dragon head that's dripping blood onto the snow.
This is everything I wanted out of life, boys.
We can't tell Tovrith about this.
Might be a problem if we're being followed, but it'll be fine. Can I take after I've done all this stuff, is Kane still gone?
Oh no, Kane. So Kane, you walk for about 2 minutes, look around. Give me a perception check. Okay, you notice an area in front of you and a little bit to the right where the snow looks disturbed. It looks like there might be some tracks there. It's about 100 feet further on. Do you want to follow it?
Yes, I should investigate.
Okay, you head over to it. Give me a nature check. Looking at it, from a distance, you thought it might have been the tracks of the dragon, but now that you get here, you've seen this sort of thing before, actually, not in this setting, but this is actually a group of wolves that came this direction and just disturbed the snow in a large area.
I shall go back in shame.
Okay. Give me a survival check as you try to figure out the right direction.
Oh god, he's lost.
Oh shit!
Okay. You're pretty sure you know the right direction, and you start wandering off that way.
So
Goodbye, boys.
All right, so back to the rest of you.
back to us. I would like to take a short rest and use some hit dice. And if Kane is still not back at that point, I am going to use my compass to target Kane, and I will go retrieve him.
Are we on the run from pursuers?
Theoretically.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, Maxis has posited that he would like to spend 45 minutes chilling here. But if anyone else has other ideas, feel free.
Is
to
that's a short rest?
45 minutes, yeah, is what I'm calling it.
Okay. Could you, Maxis,
I mean, I
would you
could-
mind spelling "come and get us" with the dragon's blood in the snow?
Who did what now?
If you're dripping dragon's blood from your severed skull, just spell "come and get us" in dragon's blood in the snow.
Yeah, I like that we're being tracked, and then there's just a big Aaron.
I mean, yeah.
What's? I don't see the problem. I mean,
The dripping has slowed down at this point. You might be
I mean,
able to spell words,
eventually it'll run out. There
Such
are
as-
like a bunch of fucking bodies around here now.
I just
It's not
wanted you
like
to
How
spell
much
it
is the
out.
snow right now? Like, how would you describe the consistency of the snow?
I mean, it's been churned up
Fresh
a lot.
pow.
There's definitely blood in a lot of places, which is sort of caked over the snow. In
No, I
other
mean, like, the
areas,
snow
it's
itself, like, what kind of snow? Are we talking, like, powdery snow, sticky snow? Is it the
it's
kind of snow I can make a snowman out of?
so it
Or a
hasn't.
sculpture?
Well, okay, wait. So it rained a little while ago, which means it's sort of more that icy sort of snow. It's not great packing snow.
That's unfortunate.
I'm fine with the.
I mean, that being said, it's kind of. Well, actually, hold on a sec. It's kind of damp. If you dig below the top layer to where it's still a little wet, you might be able to do something.
I would like to attempt to make a snowman, just kind of doing this.
Okay. Let me think here.
I'm completely good with the short rest idea. I need help.
This will be my short rest, is making a mocking snowman.
Do you have? Let me think here. Do you have proficiency in performance?
No.
Okay, then just give me a straight dexterity check for building this.
Doing great. Rolling hit points.
Okay. So
15.
Yeah. You have to look at it a little sideways to see what's going on, but it's there. It's definitely
Is
there.
it clearly mocking? That's the important part.
Once you look at it for a few seconds, yes, definitely.
Fabulous.
All right, so you guys all sort of chill out. Aaron does his thing.
How long does the aid last?
8 hours, so.
So technically up a little bit more.
Yep. Because I think it was just used this combat. So, Kane, you walk a ways, probably about 5 minutes, and then you realize this isn't the direction, because you should be back by now.
Awesome. Well, shit. Shit. Guys, call out. Guys!
Okay, let me see here. I'm gonna call this, Kane from you... performance to see how loud you can yell.
I wonder who has the other half of my sending stones now that Alistair is gone.
I think maybe. Do I have it?
So Fallon, I'm not sure. It depends on whether you were at 0 or 4 prior to the long rest that you took when you... Or actually, wait a minute. No, you took 2 long rests without any combat, so you should have been at full. Everybody should have been at full hit dice prior to this
Okay,
combat.
so then I can take more then. Yay.
All right, so Kane, you sort of yell out towards the tundra. Everybody in the group, give me perception. Just remember, you do only recover half of those dice on a long rest.
On a long rest?
Yeah, on a long
Yep.
rest, you recover half your max dice.
Okay, that's fine. They're all gone. I've used
Aaron,
them
in
all.
perception.
4.
Okay, Maxis also, I believe. I'm waiting on.
Or sorry, no, it's an 8. Still bad.
What was I gonna do?
Maxis, perception.
Yes. Oh, my bad. I haven't been able to hear you for like 5 minutes.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. Yeah, Kane, you call out. Nothing.
What was the required roll?
Well,
So-
I based the difficulty on Kane's roll, and he rolled a 5.
So what is going on? Besides us taking a short rest?
Kane is lost.
I'm making a mocky snowman.
He called out to try to see if you guys would hear him. He seems to be
So-
too far away.
What's your survival
As-
like, Kane?
So we're still on Kane.
Can I? Shit.
Give me
I
perception.
guess I just
Kane.
keep trying to figure out my way back.
Okay. You look around you. You look back, and no, the tundra is sort of rough. It's not like just snow everywhere. But it occurs to you that you've been leaving tracks while you've been walking.
Hold on a second. Let me see something. Okay, can I do the wind thing and make, I think, 3 of them?
Yes, you can do. Oh wait, no, you can only make 1 at the current level of the ability.
But it's the, hold on. Why do I have it as 3 then? It says 3 on here.
Because that's the max at highest level. I gave you, like, the ability levels up, and I gave you all the levels, but it's at level 1 right now.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess can I make it a second one? And then just kind of like use it to help search? Like, send I go one way, it goes the other way? Does it leave footprints?
No, it wouldn't. But, well, unless, yeah, no, it wouldn't. But you can certainly send it off in a different direction.
Okay. So I only have 1 charge for that then, right?
Correct.
Alright, cool.
Can I spend my rest looking for
So I do
bodies?
that.
Shallow graves.
Sure. Let me,
Possible canes.
let me pull up my thing real quick.
Oh, kitty.
All right, let me finish with Kane real quick.
Yeah.
So, Kane, what's the plan then?
I go one direction, the clone goes another one, because I can see through its eyes.
Okay,
So I
are
can
you
see its vision.
are you
I'm using it to
attempting?
help search.
What is your?
So I guess
That's really
I'll
unfortunate,
go
Fallon.
I'll go one way, and then I'll send the clone back the way it came, and like in the other direction I would have gone if I hadn't gone the way I did.
Wait, say that again.
So like when I chose a direction to go in,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have the clone go back to that point and then go in the opposite direction, while I continue in this direction.
Okay. Sure. So you said. Well, wait a minute. Oh, wait. It just occurs to me, and you would know this too. The clone has a maximum range away from you, which is 150 feet.
Oh yeah, because it's only first level. Ah.
Do you still want to use the ability?
I guess I'll just have it lag behind me. No, I won't use the ability right now.
Okay.
I'll keep it.
All right. Do you have a different?
I'll just keep. I guess I'll keep searching and maybe try to cover up my tracks. Like I was stealthing when I left, so I assumed that like I wasn't leaving very many tracks.
Okay.
Unless I like unstealthed when I searched, but
sure. So you keep searching. Give me one more survival check. Is somebody like eating?
I've got cats on me.
Oh, all right. I'm like, what is this like nomming noise that I keep hearing?
Nom 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 nom.
All right.
I am currently eating a cookie.
Oh, okay. All right. So let me think here real quick. So yeah, Kane, you sort of look up at where the sun's at. You try to remember back to where it was when you took off. You pick what you think is the direction and just sort of do your best. Okay, so back to Colleen. So yeah, you are like, well, there were creatures here. Maybe there are more creatures. So you go looking around. Give me a... oh, did I not actually say? Just give me a perception.
I have advantage on sight-based perception.
I did forget this when I set these difficulties, but I'm not going to just reset them because I forgot you had a good ability for it. Yeah, all right. So you you climb up on that 15-foot ledge and sort of start scouring the tundra. And actually, on a 21, give me a second perception check. Okay. You start scanning around, and it's a ways away. It's probably about 200 feet over in the direction that I'm pointing, but you see a small, almost imperceptible rise in the snow, and you see a stone peeking out over top of it, and with your enhanced eyesight, you can realize, you realize that there's just sort of an X carved into the stone. And you think maybe that's significant.
I go running over this way, then I tell Fallon that I'm going this way for a little bit.
Okay, now Animate Dead does take 10 minutes to cast, so actually I will say that this interferes with your ability to short rest.
Okay.
If that's... Well, actually, wait a minute. You could just wait another... If you're willing to just wait another 10 minutes, actually. Like, if the whole group is willing to wait another 10 minutes, then I can still count your short rest. So that's probably fine. It'll just be an hour rest instead of 45. But okay. So you go frolicking over that direction. Look at it. And give me a... What would this be? I guess give me a history check.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, snap. Okay. So you sort of brush away the snow, that's over this rock. And you look at it, and it is just literally, there's just roughly carved on this rock an X with like a line under it. And you realize what this is. This is about as good of a... Oh, actually, let me check something real quick. Yeah, this is about as good of a burial as the orcs really give each other. So you imagine there are occasionally orcs in this area of the world. So you imagine that one of them might be buried here.
Ooh, the moral dilemma of digging up an actual grave.
Versus bringing back a person you killed. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna take control of this inanimate body, or I'm gonna open a lid on this coffin. I don't know.
I turn back real quick to see if anyone's looking over this way. And then I'll just start digging with my hands, I guess.
Okay.
That's all I got.
The ground is rather tough.
Frozen.
So if you're just digging with your hands, I'm gonna say give me a strength check.
Well, it's that or I like lightning bolt the ground.
Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt. It's totally inconspicuous. No one will notice.
Oh, I'll use mold earth. Let's do that.
Oh, that's right. You have mold earth. Okay, perfect.
What a perfect grave digging spell.
Wow, I did not realize this would happen. I'm giving you all these things and not realizing you're going to use them. Yeah, so you just, and that's a cantrip too, right?
Yep.
All right, so you just start moving the earth from over it. It's not too deep. It's only about a foot down. And you sort of neatly excavate around the skeleton of this orc. It seems like the flesh is basically gone, actually, which, considering that the cold would tend to preserve things, would indicate that this has been here for a while.
A skellyman.
A skelly work.
I take a moment to admire the skeleton, and then I will begin my work.
Okay. Are you normal animate dead or souped up animate dead?
Souped up.
All right.
Ooh.
All right. Just well, what is your choice? Okay. All right. So you cast your spell. The rest of you, about 15 minutes pass after you see Colleen go frolicking over that direction.
Well, as soon as she starts to do that, I would ask these two, be like, okay, we're gonna have to apparently go find Kane, because he's not back after a fucking hour. So do we all want to go find Kane, or do you want me to go find Kane and we'll meet at the thieves' place?
Can you get there?
Split the party, yes.
I mean, yes, I am used to this place, but also, worst case scenario, I can meet up with you guys tomorrow.
And Colleen's not. She's just over there, within eyesight of me still.
Yeah, you all can see her.
And I say,
we can ask her when she gets back as well. But
so I'll look her way and then just say, I think we all better go.
fair enough.
All right, so Colleen comes strolling back with Fallon, what you would probably clearly recognize as an orc skeleton. It's sort of gliding almost rather more gracefully than you come to expect from the undead. I mean, skeletons aren't as clumsy as zombies, but still, this one seems remarkably well composed.
Did everyone enjoy the nice little rest?
Yeah, and during
Who's your new
during-
friend?
His name is Bob.
They call him
Sorry, I've been reading the Dresden Files, so Bob the
Well-
Skull just seems appropriate.
Well, I probably, when I saw the grave, I might have, I should have probably read the name on it, but, well, that's okay. May call him what you like.
Can he speak?
He can understand you.
Can I ask it its name in orc?
Yeah, you can. So you ask it what its name is, and it goes still and sort of turns its head towards you. Fallon, and then it sort of shakes its head and lifts its shoulders in a slight shrug.
Does that mean Bob?
As you say that,
Bobblet.
Maxis, it sort of looks at you, and then just looks at Colleen.
Okay, so during our short rest, can I have attuned my compass to go to beyond Kane?
Sure.
Okay. So we know the direction that he has gone in.
Correct.
Alright. Sick. So, are we ready to go, or are we wanting to butcher these dragons anymore?
Let's go on a rescue mission.
Alright.
Alright.
It's really sad that it's a rescue mission from himself, but we'll get there.
Alright. So, let me see here. By the way, Fallon, with regard to the stuff you've been talking to me about, I think I recorded somewhere what all the stuff is that you should have had.
I thought so too, and I thought I had it, but I can't find it.
But, so it's not necessarily the same as what's on his character sheet, because I accounted for the fact that he took some stuff with him. So we'll handle it in between sessions. Just remember.
Okay, yeah, my bad.
Yep, no problem.
I kind of wish Colleen would have conjured up some big mammoth we could all ride on.
I told you, when I can raise dragons, we can ride mammoths.
All right. So yeah, so you all take off. So Maxis pulls out this rather nice looking compass. It's the outside is made of some sort of smooth. Well, actually, did we decide on the description at all, Maxis?
I don't think so. I just know that I got it from Redthorn.
Do you want to describe it, or do you want me to?
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're doing great.
The outside is of a dark wood that's moved to a smooth polish, but it's got sort of a navy blue inlay on the top and bottom. He opens it up, and there's just sort of a very nice looking pane of glass. Not too thin so as to be fragile, but not too thick so as to make it hard to look through. The compass needle points quite firmly in a certain direction, which Maxis is indicating is going to be the direction Kane's in. Yeah, you all wander out a little bit off the path, but you've only gone maybe a minute when Colleen, you see Kane on the horizon, sort of wandering vaguely your direction.
Hey guys!
This really didn't need
Whoa.
to happen.
A few minutes later, you meet up.
I saw you. You didn't see me, dude.
Well, that's the first thing Kane says when he gets close enough and notices everyone.
Minor
Hey,
leaving a
guys.
snowball at you.
So, Kane, we noticed that you just kind of left.
I may have gone searching for the dragon horde.
You realize they can fly, so it could be like hundreds of miles from.
I may not have thought it through.
I'll believe that. All right.
I found some tracks, but it looked like they were wolf tracks, not dragon tracks. So, and then I kind of got lost for a little bit.
Okay, we should probably start going because we are being followed, even though we're writing names in stone,
But they did leave.
leaving trails of blood.
Did we leave like all of the trails, like evidence that we've been here?
Pretty much.
Like really putting down that we have been here in the writing on the ground.
I do love that we tried to obscure it up until this point, and then it's just like, all right, fuck it, it's fine.
All right. So Fallon and Maxis, you've diverted a little bit. Give me one last survival check for the two of you. Yeah. Okay. You guys are good. You steer back the way you were going. You've got a pretty good idea which way you need to go. It's subtle. You don't walk straight up to it necessarily, but you recognize the terrain. You get in the general area, and it's only a couple minutes to where you sort of crest the right ridge, and you see this giant crevice in the ground where the facility is hidden. You sort of scoot around. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I do the secret knock.
Well, okay, so you're not down there yet, but a little more narration. You find your way around to the edge of the crevasse. There are those steps that you saw before. And you notice that it seems like somebody's come out and hewn them a little bit with a little bit more traction on them since you left. So you make your way back down without too much difficulty. And oh, and actually, I'm sorry, I forgot something. Kane, this would have happened while you were sort of out wandering. Give me a wisdom saving throw. Okay. So yeah, you go down and it's a little bit sort of set back into the wall, and there's some water frozen on it, but you find the steel door of the facility, which is currently closed with no visible handle or keyhole or anything of the sort.
Secret knock.
What's the secret knock?
I don't know the secret knock.
Is there a secret knock?
Can I go up to the door and say, "Oh, open up, you shits," and like thieves can't?
Sure. You wander up to the door. You sort of rap on it. You say that. A long moment passes.
Hello? Is there a lock or anything? There's no way to actually open this door, it looks like.
Well, you can tell.
Can I ask the voice in my head how to get the door open?
You're about to do that, and then you hear a grinding sound and watch as the door starts to slide open.
See, guys, I totally got this.
So there is just beyond that door. Again, it is a sort of a square hall. That's all the walls are steel, and it terminates in another similar steel door, about 10 feet down.
God damn it! Can I just ask the voice in my head how to get to all these doors?
You can certainly try.
Internally, I'm like, how do I get through all these doors and stuff?
Faintly, you get the sense of a slight chuckle.
Worst voice in my head. Why are you like this? You're only there when I'm trying to do something hilarious, and you stop me. But you won't help me get through these doors.
You hear a bit of a sigh and says, "It'll be fine, Kane, I'm sure. Just wait." Do you all step inside, or are you just waiting outside?
Oh,
yeah. No, I'm gonna go inside.
I knock on the door very loudly.
Okay.
Can I do like in like Morse thieves can't Morse code? Is that a thing?
Thieves
Isn't-
can't Morse code.
Yeah.
What do you want to
Isn't
say?
thieves can't like you're saying a bunch of shit?
Yeah, it
and,
is.
like,
There isn't
only
really thieves can't Morse code, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, yell and these can't just open the
Kane know
doors
that?
already. Jesus.
You hear a voice from the other side. Not what you were expecting. So when you were here before, you met sort of a large Goliath. The voice that you hear is definitely female. And it says, "You have control over that skeleton?"
The skeleton is with us, alright?
Make him
We
dance.
got
Make him dance.
Kane, give me an
Make-
intelligence check with advantage.
Here comes the crit.
it's only for Arcana checks.
You recognize the voice. This is Tully.
What? Wait. Julie?
Hi, Kane.
What are you doing here?
I'll explain in a moment. You have control over the skeleton, right?
Of course.
You know we're gonna have to store that somewhere else, just in case.
She's totally into dead things. She's weird like that, but she's good at it.
All right, I'm gonna let you in now.
I mean, like, worst case scenario, it loses control and then we just kill it.
Whoa.
I just hit with turn on dead.
Whoa.
Oh, my bad. You're must.
But it's dead.
So the door starts grinding open in front of you, and as it opens, so a few of you have not met Tully Silver Spring before, but you see a girl with ashen gray skin and fiery red hair that almost seems to flicker.
I thought she was red all over.
Nope.
No, she's great.
Oh.
That has always been her skin color. She's wearing a sort of just a simple shirt and pants, although the shirt is, shall we say, playfully open at the top. And as the door opens, she sort of greets you with a small wave and a smile.
Y'all ever seen a blue guy blush really hard? Kane's like purple.
Fallon says, long time no see.
Yeah. Been a while.
Kane waves back weird awkwardly.
Hi, Kane. Not really what I was expecting for our next meeting, but here we are.
What are you doing here?
It'll all be explained momentarily. Why don't I show you inside first?
It's cold out. Aren't you cold?
No, it's heated here.
Okay.
I mean, it's a little cold in this hallway, but come on. So she guides you down the hallway. A short distance in, Colleen, she sort of indicates a side room and says, any problem if we leave your friend here for the time being? She sort of indicates basically a large storage closet. It's like a walk-in closet.
You want to put my skeleton in the closet?
I suppose I do.
Come on, Clean. Just put the skeleton in the closet now. Just do it.
Search your heart, Colleen. You know this to be true and right.
I just, like, gently push it into the closet and just, like, tuck it in.
This poor orc. He's like been dead. And he comes back to life. It's like, what the fuck is this? It's put in the closet. It's like, fuck this.
We're just gonna open the door later, and it's gonna be wearing just every single coat that was in that closet.
It's gonna be great.
As you close the door, Tully says, "I know how the spell works, Colleen. Just if you need to tend to it, let me know and I'll let you back in." She pulls out a key and locks the door. All right, this way. She guides you down the hallway once again. Guys,
Wait.
you actually go ahead. Sorry.
Where I would be like, who are you and how? Why? What?
Whoops.
Where are we going?
I clicked the wrong thing.
Don't be rude, Max. This is Julie.
Yeah, we met her at some
Colleen's place.
I would like to know how hot she is.
pleasure palace. What was that
Colleen
place?
City. It's not important where exactly.
What was that
Tindas.
temple? What was that temple? Was
That's the details aren't important.
Aaron, she's pretty hot, and not just because she's a fire genasi. No, she's very attractive.
I would like to attempt to awkwardly flirt.
Can I trip Max?
Okay.
No, not Max's. Aaron.
What do you say, Aaron?
You're gonna trip me? What?
Not you. Aaron. I got the names confused. Kane's flustered.
Let's see. Who I
You guys don't know, but the prior party member Johan Red Mountain character tried to sleep with her.
But Kane wasn't there and didn't know what happened. So Kane still sees Johan as his closest friend.
I'm just gonna play cool and be like, "Hey, how's it hanging?" I'm like,
You try to.
So as you say that,
it's the best.
she
I hope she
looks
says
over
that
at you. She looks you up and down, and sort of bobs a shoulder one way and says, "A little to the left, a little to the right. You know." Winks, turns back around. Aaron, give me a perception check.
Kane is purple.
And I need to open a thing.
that's a 18.
Okay. As you have this brief interaction, you notice that she's wearing an amulet around her neck.
Okay.
And on it, you see a pair of dancers, and you recognize the holy symbol of Miros.
I knew that's what it was.
All right.
Okay. Are you doing anything with this information, or are you just sort of letting this continue?
I mean, it's merely going to increase the attempts at flirting.
Okay, well, I mean, if you want to flirt, then flirt, is what I'm saying. I'm not just gonna have you make a flirt check and be done with it.
Can I also just like roll an insight check to see like just what I think of her, or what Maxis I guess thinks of her, whether she's leading us into a trap?
Sure.
How dare you? How dare you think Tully's today's a trap?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a trap.
I mean, she's clearly confident. She seems nice.
Okay, sweet.
Aaron, anything else?
I'll get back to you on that.
All right, sounds good. So you let her guide you down the hallway towards the that same sitting room that you were in before. It's adjacent to a kitchen. It's where you talked with the Goliath Rock on your previous visit. However, this time, again, you are not greeted by Yurok. Instead, sitting in a chair across the room is a dark-haired, thin-faced woman with light blue eyes.
You're in my head.
She wears a gray dress that exposes her shoulders, fits close through the waist, then spills into thin, elegant layers of fabric that gradually thin from her thigh to her ankles. She's impeccably made up, so much that it's difficult to judge her age. Although if anyone wants to try to judge her age, you can make a medicine check.
Look at the elbows.
Her posture indicates a person entirely at ease. I'm going to pause. Is anyone making the check, or should I continue?
No.
No.
All right. A thin smile, almost a smirk, crosses her features as she addresses you. Fallon, Kane, good to see you again. As for the rest of you, I should introduce myself. My name is Tirsa. I do hope Yurok extended you my hospitality on your previous visit. He's otherwise engaged at the moment, but I'm happy to welcome you. Please sit, and she gestures to the chairs around you. Tuli, can you fetch some food and drink for our guests?
Oh,
Oh, I should have known Tirsa would be here.
Is there a table, or is it just chairs?
There's a sort of a large coffee table in the middle of all the chairs, and there's like a
All right.
sofa as well.
Dropping the dragon head on the table and sitting down.
Okay. So Kane, you sort of volunteer to go off with Tuli and help with the food, and nobody makes any move to tell you it's a bad idea, and you see Tuli kind of smile just a little bit as you go trotting after her. Maxis, you walk up and drop the dragon head on the table. As you do, you see Tirsa's eyes go to the dragon head, sort of slowly come back up to you, and you see a single eyebrow come up as she looks at you, bemused.
I don't have the tools here, and then I'm just gonna sit down. Also, or unless you guys have a fridge. Do you have a fridge? I also have eyes that I need to
a
preserve.
fridge? This is...
You've been looting dragons.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I do.
I flash my dragon toe at Tirsa.
Trying to be pure Chris now.
Wait until Tuli
Not
or Yurok
much.
comes back. I'm sure we can figure out something.
Not so
To
long.
be fair, one of them was actually a Reamer Haas. That's what I got the other eyes from.
Impressive. Well, here we are. I'm glad to see the three of you again. I see you've picked up a few new companions. Please, as I said, my name's Tirsa. Pleasure to meet you. May I ask what to call you two?
Farstrider, Maxis. Either one.
Farstrider, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. And she holds out a hand.
I shake it.
Okay.
Can I get an insight check on her just to like... I'm assuming that she's running this place, but...
Okay. Go ahead and roll insight. I am going to randomize the base on this, which means that basically I'll handle it. The point is I might start the scale anywhere between 0 and 19, and like it would roll over.
Okay.
Suffice to say, you don't know how good of a check this is the point. But the better that your modifier is, that still improves your chances. Okay, so that rolls. Okay, interesting. You definitely get the impression that this is the person in charge, based on what she said about people extending her hospitality. You think she's sort of, again, in control of what's going on here. She seems incredibly composed and confident. You feel like you get a good beat on her, though, and sense a little bit of underlying nervousness or concern. It hardly shows on her features. She's very practiced at hiding it, but maybe a little strain at the edge of the mouth, maybe a little extra narrowing of her eyes, that sort of thing. Maybe a tiniest bit of rigidness in her posture, which otherwise seems very relaxed. Ernan, she looks at you as well and says, "And what may I call you?"
I'm Ernan. How do you do?
Ernan, pleasure. And she holds out her hand once again towards you.
I take her hand and kiss the back.
All right. She smiles slightly and nods. I'm actually, before we return to this, I'm going to jump over to Kane and Tully. So the two of you head back towards the kitchen, and Tully says, "Thanks for helping me out, Kane. To be honest, I was planning on just making multiple trips. Do you know what your friends would want?"
Maxis will eat anything.
Accurate.
Maybe some sweets for Colleen. Aaron doesn't like to eat food, and
Oh, what?
anything for Fallon, really.
Okay. Oh, I suppose we'll just put out the variety platter then.
You don't bring
And,
me a
and
beer,
for the
man.
record, what?
Alcohol for Maxis, definitely.
Was with the power of thaumaturgy, so it is roughly like 120 decibels. What?
Well, give me a perception check.
Who? Alcohol for
Yeah, that's
Maxis
a six,
as well.
never mind.
Almost
Okay.
forgot.
All right.
That's
I mean,
Give
if
the
you're gonna
dice.
thaumaturgy that rather than just reacting natural. All right. Okay. So yeah. Tully's just like, here, Kane, if you can just arrange these onto the plate. She sort of gestures towards two large serving platters, and then just starts sort of going through cupboards and an ice box and pulling.
You got any ale or mead or anything that like
She
Maxis drinks a lot, as does Fallon?
so she pulls out sort of, like I said, a little bit of some cakes, some sausages, a little thing of actually chocolates that are there, and for a drink she pulls out, there's some cocoa that's been warming on a little stove, but she also pulls out some wine and some beer as well, and this is all happening while you're talking.
So how did you end up here, and how do you know Tirsa?
Yeah, funny story, but well, I think based on what I learned, you all know about Catriel's side business.
That was what's his name's character, right?
Yeah, it's Tatao's character.
Yes.
Okay. Well, anyways, I figured out about it myself, and things got a little dicey in Tindos at one point. She seemed like she had means, so I went over. To be honest, I kind of sneaked in, thought there might be something I could use to, I don't know, get out of the city or something. But I kind of walked in on a conversation between her and Tirsa and got caught just a little bit. But luckily, she decided to, well, give me something to do, actually, rather than, well, do what you'd be afraid of doing when getting caught by such a person.
So you haven't been with her the whole time then? Okay.
She thinks for a moment. And actually, I need to think for a moment. She says, about a week.
Okay, cool. Just making sure it wasn't like you've been working with her this whole time that I've known you.
Oh, no.
That would be.
So this is what you were talking about being mixed up in then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, she sort of gives a grimace.
Yes, now we're both mixed up in it.
Yep. But at least for now, I think it's fine. To be honest, from what I can tell, she's just trying to hold the country together.
Yeah, she's not as bad as I had, I think, thought at that particular time.
Well,
but hey, we got something else in common now. Hey.
Wait, what'd you say?
We got something else in common now.
Yeah. She holds out a little fist in sort of a meager fist bump position. Not exactly the kind of thing that you grow up dreaming you'd share in common with someone, but hey, glad you understand the gig anyway. At any rate, what she did in Tindos was pretty impressive, so...
Yeah, so I guess we'll just get back to everyone. I'm sure they're hungry.
Yeah.
So you got some food from Maxis, Colleen, Fallon. Okay, we're good. Yeah.
Yep. Let's do it. Just you grab that plate. I'll grab this one. She walks around you and gives you a light kiss on the cheek as she picks up her plate.
Kane becomes more purple.
All right. So you all okay? So now
Kane's
we'll go,
completely like just a different shade of purple when he walks into the room with everyone. So
that'll be in just a moment. Okay. So Tirsa looks at the rest of you and says, "So she sort of shrugs. Maybe I should start with a bit of explanation. As you can tell, I have certain resources at my disposal, and I have interests in the long-term survival of this country. As I'm sure you're aware, our country is in the process of being torn apart. I have an interest in seeing that not happen. I believe you all met Mira Hillcrest. This would be the halfling who the rest of the group was sort of uncomfortable having in the tent at the beginning when you all met, but who also Kane seemed to have some sort of relationship with.
Yeah, I don't like my friends.
So you may have met Mira before. She works with me, you might say. Well, she works with me. But at any rate, I am somewhat aware of your situation. I was hoping that you might be able to do something to help out the situation in our country, but for that, it would be helpful to know what's passed since the last time when I met these two, and I've clearly never met you. So I guess what I'm asking is, would you be willing to let me in on what you're doing? And understanding that that's a rather forward question, is there anything that I can tell you that would make you feel more comfortable, understanding, again, that I have an interest in what you're doing?
Fallon will look at Colleen and maybe Kane.
Well, Kane's not here right now.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, sorry, and say, we're on our own kind of journey to help that we're doing on our own.
Well said, Fallon.
She sort of looks at you, Fallon, with a bit of a frown on her face, and said, I had hoped that our history would have led you to think better of me, Fallon. And it is true, she did treat you quite well in a time when few others did, when you sort of wandered out of the forest and into the human territory, calling out to your backstory here. But
yeah, I know.
I do understand the reason for the hesitance. At this point, Kane and Toli both walk in and sort of lay the large plates on the table.
I give a plate to Fallon, give one to Colleen with some cocoa, give Maxis whatever, like meat with the ale.
Who am I
And then I give her
to?
And then I give a plate to Aaron and say, like, enjoy your food. And, like, smile at him.
Casey, who am I sitting next to?
You can pretty much decide that. You would have all just sort of arrayed yourselves however you want.
I'm taking Kane's plate that actually is food.
Fallon and Maxis, then. I'm going to put my hand on both your laps and link our minds again.
I'm stealing Kane's food. For the record.
You can't steal my food. I'm going to distribute the
Watch me.
I am against him stealing my food. What?
Alright, so...
He can't steal my food.
What, you said...
You really want to try this with a hungry priest?
So, Colleen, you said Fallon and Maxis.
I gave you food.
Yes.
He did.
Alright, so Fallon, Maxis, you get this sensation in your mind. Both of you recognize it from before. That sort of like sensation of like call waiting. I don't really know how better to describe it. Do you accept the link?
Yes.
See.
All right.
You accept the toll-free charges.
All right, Colleen, are you looking to say anything right now?
Howdy, baby, it's a boy.
I just say, guys, I've established this link here just in case we need to say anything without saying anything. This is a very
And-
delicate situation.
As she's doing that, I am going to, as I am eating, because he handed me food, so obviously I'm going to be eating this. But also, I'm going to ask, do you think that she would have information on other vestiges?
Most certainly, she is a very well-connected underworld figure.
Well, I mean, we need to know where the next ones are, but we also don't necessarily want her taking ours unless we want to secure them farther against the guys that are chasing us. I mean, we are being pursued. Having all of them in one place might not be a great idea.
For all we know, we're being pursued by her.
She wanted them real. She wanted the one we had real bad last time. We've moved quite a bit beyond having one now.
Which one?
The Scepter of Command.
That's more ominous than I'd like.
Although, Fallon, you would remember the scepter was briefly out of your possession, and it then did return to your possession. So, just a note, just something to consider.
Did it really?
Yeah. Remember?
I thought that had to do with the. Oh, was that because they were sneaky and lied about the bag of holding?
Yeah, basically, it was a two-way bag. So you were at Tovrith's place, and Alistair checked for it at one point, and it wasn't there. But then later on, you checked for it again, and it was there. So you don't quite know how to interpret that, whether somebody was presumably Tirsa's and she gave you the bag, whether she was like trying to use it without you realizing, or whether she actually intended for you to keep it. You're not quite sure.
I also wondered if it was one of the time warp things. That just memory made issue there, but I don't.
I mean, you can't be completely
couldn't
sure,
recall.
but there's no inconsistency in your memory around that.
What
Okay,
if
so
she used the Scepter of Command on Kane, and that's why he has a voice in his head?
So while you all are having this conversation, like in your minds, sort of what's going on outside is that Toli sort of nods her head and starts to excuse herself from the room. And Tirsa.
Oh, no, you can stay.
And Tirsa.
I would like to know what my plate looks like.
Well, okay, so
Some stale bread.
my impression was actually bringing in 2 large platters that were laden with stuff that you could sort of take what you wanted from, actually.
Oh, I thought we were making place for people.
I mean, okay, maybe you set that out as well. It's a simple like porcelain plate. It's got some silver trim around the side.
Oh shit! I forgot to work.
There would be more laid out just on the platter that you could freely take from, though, of the kinds of things that I was talking about.
Yeah, there's a plate for Aaron with like stale bread on it. You know, some like.
My question is basically, did he successfully screw with my plate?
Honestly, totally really wouldn't have let him get away with that. He might have slipped the stuff off of it back onto the platter while he was on his way over. So he like served you an empty plate, whereas everybody else's was already loaded. But you could easily.
I may just be mind fucking with you and didn't actually do anything to the plate.
Anyway,
Right, so I'm just gonna, when I'm gonna have to actually get a plate full of stuff, I'm just gonna like take his back of his head and just smash it into his plate.
I will avoid this.
You're sure about this?
I will. This is.
Basically, I'm gonna give him like a face wash and mashed potatoes.
All right, give me an
This is a
attack roll to
serious
see if you
situation.
can manage it. Just 1d20 plus dex.
Was Dex?
Yeah.
That's a 7.
7?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you don't manage that. You sort of swipe at him, and again, Kane ducks out of the way. Tirsa looks at the two of you, just sort of bemused once again. So while you're all talking in your minds, Toli sort of nods to excuse herself. Kane shouts for her to leave. And Tirsa says, actually, I don't mind if you stay, Tully. And Tully says, no, really, I think I should go.
You don't want some of the food? You know, it's really good food. You could stay.
I'll get some later. It's okay, Kane. And she winks. I'd rather allow you to have this conversation.
Are there napkins, Casey?
Yeah, cloth napkins.
I put some food in like a napkin and like wrap up some food and put it to the side.
Okay.
As she goes to leave, I'm going to ask her where there's a good place to get a drink around here.
In the secret underground
She
base.
says, it's all back there in the kitchen. There's a door that goes down to a cellar.
I hold up like the freaking jug of wine.
Any
that they brought in.
recommendations?
Wait, what'd you say?
Any recommendations?
There's sort of a porter that's not half bad, sort of a light ale that's not half bad, and the red wine is pretty good. Stay away from the white. Oh, I mean, it's okay. And Tirsa says, it's not the best.
Can confirm, the ale's good.
Wine it is. Anybody else want a glass? Ladies?
Tirsa...
Kane is like shooting daggers.
Tirsa
at Aaron.
smiles and holds out a
Like-
cup for you to fill, Aaron.
Daggers.
I
at
fetch
Aaron.
her some wine.
I get up and get Gamork some food.
Daggers at Aaron. All the daggers.
All right. So after the situation sort of settles down, Tirsa says, well, I want to be clear. I think that the more I know, the more I could help you. And I understand the reason for distrust.
Alright, what do you want to know?
Frankly, what you've been doing,
God
so I
damn
understand
it.
the situation. Okay.
Oh, pretty much same as last time. Just trying to get the messages.
Have you made any progress?
A little bit.
Well, you see,
We made some progress.
we've been looking. We've been looking.
I see. And her eyes sort of roam around all of you. And they settle for a long moment on you, Maxis.
Who's just openly wearing.
It's inside my shirt at this point because Kane tried to jack it the other night.
Wait, are you actually wearing a shirt?
I
I just assumed that because you're a barbarian, you don't own a shirt.
I
Yeah.
had a winter jacket on.
I think the rule is that at least one party member has to be shirtless.
Yeah.
No, it really isn't.
I'm like 80% sure that's like rule 4 of D&D.
You mean Stalker lied to me this whole time?
I can't hear you, Kane.
You know how it is, Tirsa. The days kind of go along. It's just really crazy.
Understood. That being said, Maxis. So rather, you interested in sharing what that is you're wearing under your shirt?
I'd look her directly in the eye and say, no, not really.
Fair enough.
Progress has been made.
Is he close enough for me to reach him?
Probably
well,
is.
you've got Colleen between the two of you, based
Well,
on
it depends
past
on how big
precedent.
the table is. Like, I probably would have sat
Well,
across
no.
from them.
So
if
we
it
already
was a table.
established this part of the
Yeah,
sitting order.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
Fallon, then Colleen, then Maxis. So you could
I
reach
see.
across Colleen.
I did get up to go get food for Gamork.
I'll allow the slap that's coming.
How about here's what I'll do. I put the food that I got for Gamork next to Kane, so Gamork goes and sits next to Kane, and every time he talks out a turn, I'll look at Gamork, who will nip him just ever so slightly.
I love this plan so much. Okay, but as I say that, I'm also going to be like, I mean, I understand that you have some kind of prior thing going on with these guys, but I don't know you, and I don't know your what you're wanting out of this, I suppose.
Understood.
I should tell you if you ask.
Well, let's start with that then. Allow me to update you on the situation. A few things have passed since you last learned at the tower, and my interest is in helping you set your course to deal with this demon army that is destroying my country and all of ours. So first of all, sure you're aware, and with this I'm going to switch to the map so that I can draw on it. So you should be aware that one of the two main armies that we are dealing with swept west from Siren into the north of the Halfling territory. They are continuing their rampage, mostly unchecked, having swept down south and are now threatening the human territory as well. The Dragonborn had retreated across the river, seeking to tend to their own territory and not join in the common defense. With this, Kane, she looks at you. However, recently, the corpse of one of the rulers of the Dragonborn was discovered outside the council chamber. A freak accident, I'm sure. But he was discovered not to actually be a Dragonborn, but rather a heavily modified Yuan Ti.
That's interesting.
She looks at you, Maxis and Ernan. Just to make sure, are you familiar with the Yuan Ti?
Am I?
Can I explain?
If you want to determine that, you can roll nature.
As I check, I do the check. Kane's just gonna be like, "Oh, they're like these really weird, like lizard people." Like one of them was like, "Wait, do we know that
Fallon chimes in and says, "Yeah, I may have myself."
Ernan, there's some kind of like snake people or lizard people or something. Maxis, they're definitely snake people, known for being tricksy, basically, infiltration experts, that kind of thing.
We found a really big one. We put her in a bubble. It's pretty funny.
So Tirsa says, snake people. Anyways, it's really all you need to know in this case. What's important is that the leadership of the Dragonborn Council was compromised, and given that the vote to retreat was 3-2, they will be holding it again soon. My understanding is that the one who, given the dire circumstances, the second to that counselor was promoted on a provisional basis, and we're confident the Dragonborn will soon be joining in the common defense, which should help. However, the situation does remain dire, largely because the clerics of Innis have yet to regain their power. Quickly, the demons in the east that have overrun the city of Dredine, which is right here, were driven back from Tindas, but now seem to have designs on the east of the dwarf territory to fortify their position and provision themselves before venturing back west. Let me make sure I got this straight. So the current present dangers are that the army in the west will roll roughshod over Westeros and threaten Citadel, perhaps with a siege, and that the eastern army will run over the dwarves. So for my part, I'm doing all I can to oppose this. If you can find it in you to believe me, I genuinely care for the people of this country, and if you can't believe that, then understand that all this is certainly very bad for business. As a result, my organization has worked out a number of alliances with many of the more powerful groups in Einangrun. Anyways, my immediate points of concern are, first of all, the armies in the west and east, and second of all, the situation with the clerics of Innis. The lack of their support means that any losses from attrition are felt much more keenly, and Mira has given me to understand that you may know something about this.
Oh yeah, so like the thing with
God. Sorry.
That was we met Ennis, and there was this big fight we had with some weird tentacle thing, and it kind of wasn't feeling too good after.
It's true. Did you come all this way to talk to us?
I may have.
So Fallon looks at Colleen and Maxis and says, "Well, says, hold on here." And I address Tirsa and I say, "We found a way to, we believe, repel these demon bastards, but we need to find all the vestiges, and so that's what we're doing. You wanted the one we had before. You can't have it. Can't have anything else we do find."
Understood.
I finished my glass of wine and kind of motion to ask if she would like some more as well. As I go to refill mine.
She tips her head back, drains what she has left, and the little bit she has left, and holds out her glass one more time.
Get her more wine.
You obviously had a interest in these vestiges already. Do you know of the locations of any more? It very well, this mission could be somehow connected to the lack of magic.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, good.
Disadvantage.
It's unnecessary.
She looks at you and she says, "If you're willing to open up to me, then I might be willing to open up to you. In the meantime, I'll support you as you follow whatever leads you find."
Hey, KC, would I know what title
Jesus.
that Tirsa prefers? Does she prefer any titles? Or just Tirsa?
Madam Overlord.
You're not quite sure, because you only recently learned that she was even in charge of this guild. It's not something she reveals frequently. Mostly, she's just known to operate kind of a high-end brothel.
Just call her Guildmaster.
That
Okay,
would...
yeah, Kate's not gonna do that.
So, like, her normal title... Her normal title would just be Madam, based on that.
I'll just say Tirsa. Tirsa, we, do you know anything about the Ashal?
Let me think for a moment.
Or a group that's been operating in Ananguru, trying to keep themselves hidden?
Catriel told me something of this. We tried to look into it. Their operatives have a knack for staying hidden.
Even from your watchful eye?
She just sort of, again, gives an amused little maybe.
Well, that is impressive. But we're all on the same side. We're all trying to work towards bringing civilization back to this continent so we can get back to our business.
Fallon...
Now, my friends are just a bit... Okay, go ahead.
Well, Fallon says, "Did you have people following us?"
She thinks for a moment and then looks you straight in the eye and says, "No."
Should I insight check that?
I'm gonna insight check that.
If you would like, anyone may insight check this. I am going to...
I'm a god.
Wait a minute. What is insight based off of?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
I have something for this.
Kane trusts her implicitly.
It might be saves though, so never mind.
We are being followed, Tirsa. I forgot to mention this when I first arrived.
Wow.
Might
We
be
were...
a trail of
They
dragon
were...
blood.
At the very least, they were coming to the house, and then we snuck away.
We may be being followed. We did kind of leave a giant sign saying we were here. About halfway here, so... And I look at Aaron.
I grin. I'm slightly tipsy at this moment.
So if they were at all following us, they're definitely on the train.
So really quickly...
It's more fun if someone's watching.
When Tirsa says no, you guys get nothing in terms of... none of you can really read anything one way or the other on her face. Tone of voice, nothing. It's just all... you get no clue.
So,
I mean, she didn't know we were here.
yeah, so Fallon says, well, we appreciate your moral support, but I don't understand why we have to spill all the beans to you for any sort of assistance if you're so keen on protecting the realm.
She looks at you and says, frankly, you don't have to spill anything. It's merely that I believe our interests align. I'm not a fan of tipping my hand if my partners are not tipping theirs. So we can be associates and keep our secrets to ourselves, which I completely understand and am fine with. Or
I would like to
we can
kind
open
of
up to each other.
I would like to kind of throw a knowing, suggestive glance in her direction at the phrase "tipping our hands."
Okay, give me performance.
Ah, balls. It's 5.
Okay. I roll my eyes at Erden.
She gives you a weak smile, and Aaron just sort of recognizing what you're doing, but doesn't really let it throw her off course.
Okay.
And she continues and says, look, the fact of the matter is, whatever else you decide to do, whether or not you decide to open up to me, I intend to speed you along the way to wherever you would like to go. And, well, yes, I intend to help you along the way.
We were planning on going to Citadel. Is that city currently under siege right now? Or...
No, I merely think it may be in the near future.
Okay.
So we're trying to get what information we can there as quickly as possible.
In our link, I'm gonna kind of say, if it's really important, we're not actually losing anything, because we basically told people, we told Mira everything earlier. She knows everything except for the fact that we have an extra vestige now, which she already knows because she saw it on me and I answered that, basically just confirmed that I had it already.
Did we tell Mira everything?
No, I don't think you told her about the crown.
I mean, I told her everything, but yeah.
Fair.
I'm just saying I don't think we lose anything by telling her about it, and we possibly get information that we sorely need.
Look, I'm not in this link,
I respond. No, you're not. So I respond in the link that says, if she really wanted to help, she'd just tell us. There's no reason to withhold.
I'd like to make an insight check and see if she seems trustworthy.
Okay,
just say,
give me an insight check.
Problem with that is trust is a two-way thing.
That's an 11.
I agree that it's very suspicious
She's
that she
unreadable.
just immediately was like, hey, give me all this information for nothing. But
they killed Cain to teach him a lesson. They tried to get the first vestige from us without telling us why, so on and so forth, lied about a bag of holding, etc. They're thieves in general.
While they're talking, can I say something to Tirsa?
Sure.
No, Tirsa,
also, really quickly, I need Fallon, Colleen, and Maxis to all give me deception checks. Okay, go ahead, Kane.
Wasn't me that fucked it up. Let's go.
I just said to Tirsa, it's like, no, I understand about, it takes two to create trust, but now I know you. Fallon knows you. Colleen has met you. But our new compatriots here, they don't really know much about you. So if you could give us something to kind of start building that trust. And then it may help us become more receptive to telling you some things.
She tips her head and says, she breathes, thinks for a moment, nods slightly. Actually, give me persuasion. With advantage. Good enough. She nods slightly and says, "All right, Kane, fair enough. I'll give you this much. I know a story which I believe is related to one of the objects that you seek. You know of the object known as the Cape of Delusion?"
That is one of the ones you're looking for, yes.
A long time ago, when I first gained control of this guild, there was another member of the guild who was a rival for power. He was a copper dragonborn, powerful sorcerer, and his name was, well, they called him Deep Gazer.
His name was Taserface.
I would like to make another wine run and offer her some more.
She says, "No, thank you, dear." So his actual name is Eberin Alandul, but yes, he attempted to seize on the chaos in the guild to become guild leader himself, and he almost succeeded. In the end, though, he was his own undoing. He was a master of deception, but appeared to have difficulty differentiating illusion from reality towards the end. And I believe that he may have some link to the Cape of Delusion. Let me think, I think I remember the name of the town, but let me check, yes. He operated out of Akio, which is this city in the southwest of the Dragonborn territory. It's the most open of the Dragonborn cities. And since he fell from grace, so to speak, I've looked into whether I might be able to trace the link from him to the Cape, but without success so far.
So the last place you saw him was Akio, then? Or the last place you know he for sure where he was?
That is where he was when he was taken down.
Okay. Well, guys, I think she's given us a decent enough lead.
So I come to understand that you would like to aid us in anything that we do, right? Well, not literally anything, but you get the idea.
She shrugs a bit and says, "If nothing else, I thought that I might aid you with I might teleport you to wherever you need to go next."
That would be very helpful. Also, my friend over here has informed me a while back about the fact that you gave him a bag of holding. You have like a bigger bag of holding somewhere in his fortress built in the ice somewhere. Because I'd really like to have like a larger bag of holding. I mean, Kane just he feels so weighed down all the time.
I am encumbered quite often. I can't carry much. This is true. I kind of look down at the floor a bit. I'm not very strong.
She smiles a bit, leans back.
I flex a bit.
Kane rolls his eyes even harder.
You do understand that's a reasonably valuable item you're talking about, yes?
Understandable, yeah.
Yes, but it could help expedite our journeys if we don't have to keep worrying about like what to take, and we could carry more valuable stuff and things with it. And I kind
So,
of give her like a wink with that valuable stuff
well,
comment.
you get, and plus it would be safer to keep any further vestiges that we would find in there, very possibly. But how about we tell you the story of our adventure here on the glacier, and you give us help, at least in hopefully finding one, obtaining one of those, and send us on our way. You've already given us a good lead on another vestige, so I feel like that is a safe trade. I mean, I'm not good with trading stuff.
A bag of holding would be a good bonus too, by the way. Just still out there, TSA.
Fair enough. She leans back. Give me a persuasion check.
Just, do I have advantage because of him? Come on.
That's help. I helped so much with my thing.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
All right.
I have a -2 to my charisma. It's not good. Nothing.
Why are you talking? Why are you talking?
She leans back and says, I might be able to help with that. Why don't you tell me your story?
Okay. So, do we actually want to go through the story of laying this out, or do you want?
We don't necessarily have to. Just tell me in a generic way which events you're explaining to her. Let me know if there's anything in particular you want to leave out.
Kane goes into great detail about the snake things when that comes up, by the way, because his interaction with him.
The what?
When that comes up.
The snake.
I'm
thing?
going.
Is that what you said?
The snake things, the talking dragon, flying snake things.
Oh,
that
the
were in
quartles.
there.
Got it.
Yeah, the quartles.
Okay. I am going to. I'll tell her about the way there, the way back, about finding
Not the egg,
vestige. Yeah, I'm gonna leave out the egg. I was also thinking that I'm gonna tell her about the fact that after retrieving the vestige from it, I will pull out the vestige and let her see it.
Okay.
After retrieving it, the power seemed to leach out of the fortress, and it is now dissolved, more or less.
You made a really tall lady too.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not holding back like a lot,
Right.
but
Kane doesn't mention the egg either when he talks about the quarrel. Just say he talked to them and they were cool.
just say,
And
would
they liked him.
would you guys specifically have told me through our link to hold back anything while I was going through this? Because I do have like a good section in the beginning of just like explaining how we fought a Remoraz and getting there.
Just the egg.
All right.
So as you get to the end and you actually show the amulet, Maxis, Tirsa says, Maxis, can you try something for me if you don't mind?
It depends, but you can request, sure.
She's totally hitting on you.
Choose someone in the party that you trust and give them the amulet.
Kane looks at Maxis in silence.
Maxis, I mean, he's in the closet back there, so I don't...
You didn't trust the orc more than anyone else. You fucking...
Alright, so I will take off the thing, and I'm sitting next to Clean, so I guess I will hand it to Clean.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Alright. Oh no, that's not right.
And you don't have advantage on this, but okay.
20.
You do hand it to Clean, although as you do, you feel a surge of regret, this feeling that you shouldn't be handing it to Clean for some reason. But you do. And as you hand it over, Tirsa nods, looks at you, and says, How long have you been wearing that?
Several days now.
I would advise you not to do so longer. You probably all, well, at least the three of you, she nods towards Kane, Fallon, and Colleen, says, three of you might suspect this already, but I did make use of one of these vestiges once. I borrowed, shall we say, the Scepter of Command. Because of that, I believe, Tindos was not overrun by the demon army, so it feels a price worth paying to me. That being, well, it felt worth it, let's just say.
And what was the price exactly?
Well, I'm back. KC is backing off because there wasn't actually a price. I misspoke. So back to what she was saying. I felt it was worth the deception to save the city. That being said, putting that item back where I found it was rather more difficult than I thought it would be. Those items, I believe, can take a hold of you if you use them too much.
That's okay. I mean, I really didn't like having it on. That fight was, like, really boring, guys. Not to be a dick, but, like, I enjoy murdering gigantic creatures, and I did not enjoy that at all. Like, everything was very not dramatic at all.
Do you think it'd be safe for me to use it at all, Tirsa? Just
She looks at you, Kane, and says, frankly, I don't think it was safe for me to use it. Worth it? Yes. Am I glad that I gave it back to you all? Frankly, yes, although I hope you'll hold on to it responsibly.
But what about me? And I tap my head, kind of giving it that, like,
She looks
there's a
at you,
voice
Kane.
in my head that's totally her.
Well, Kane, you hear the voice inside your head, and it says... Actually, what does it say?
Do it.
Nice.
Great timing.
The voice says, "You've earned it all your gold."
Lol.
It says kill Aaron in his sleep. Kill everyone in his sleep.
What the voice actually says is, Kane, is... Tirsa's scared. She's not admitting it. Don't use it.
As I'm doing this, I'm like, never mind.
Anyways, to
right,
be
don't use
entirely
messages.
honest,
Got it.
the lead that I gave you, well, let me say this, you've been quite forthright. So the story I told you, I did not tell you all of the story. I will tell you the rest now. The Dragonborn, Eberron, was in fact captured and brought here. We're holding him in the most secure way that I know how.
Ooh, can I interrogate him?
I'd advise against it. We have him in the most secure containment that I know how. The room is magically isolated on multiple planes of existence, and no one is either talking to or looking at him. He was very dangerous towards the end, and it was a lucky accident that we were able to take him in. Merely have a sort of recording device in the room in case he says something and is babbling that's useful. That being said, happy to have you take a look at it if you like. Maybe you'll see something that I haven't.
But no torturing.
No what?
He wants to torture.
Torturing. As much as I would like to, I don't think it's wise.
Okay.
But he didn't have the item with him, though.
Not that any of us could tell.
And you
Okay.
captured him from Accio.
Yes.
Accio Cape. Harry Potter.
And so
Oh, right.
is that a no on the bag of holding, or is that a maybe?
It's a
Kane also smells with him like, eh?
let me check something. It's an I don't have one on me, but when I take you where we're going, I'll see if I can do something for you.
Thank you, Tirsa.
So, in the meantime, do you have any thoughts? The one thing that I would perhaps like you to take into consideration when it comes to your destination is that I'm more than slightly concerned about the situation with the Priest of Innis. You all seemed rather confident that the goddess would be back on her feet, so to speak, sooner rather than later. But every day that passes with the Priest of Innis being powerless is concerning.
Okay, we could maybe try looking into it again. I don't know how though. Like, kind of getting to it before was a bit of a hassle.
Kane, as you say that, you get the mental sensation of sort of this is the image that, you know how like when you're dreaming it feels like you're seeing things even though you don't actually see them. It's just like you know
Yeah.
what's happening. It's kind of
Yeah.
that kind of sensation. And you and Tirsa are standing in front of a large table. Tirsa rolls out a large map across the table, and it's a map of Tavrith's Peak. And you see a little red line going up the mount. This nice little depiction of the mountainside, straight to the opening that you went into.
Never mind. We could totally get back there fairly quickly.
Tirsa
Investigate.
sort of grins slightly in your direction.
I'd say it certainly seems the kind of thing that'd be worth the hassle, anyways. Bit of
I
a
got
big deal.
that, got that extra good memory. Again, putting it in my head.
Tirsa shrugs and says, well, suggestions then.
We could
It's your decision in the end, but I'd be willing to help you with the first part of this errand since I think it's important. So, if you're interested in seeing what we have on our prisoner, I can facilitate that. If you're interested in taking a trip to, and she sort of looks puzzled for a moment, any location that you think might assist in ascertaining the state of our goddess, I will also assist with that. Then I will take you to wherever you would like to go. And then she shrugs and says, unless you're not comfortable traveling with me, of course, in which case I'll...
What are the... Tirsa, what are the limits of your teleportation? Is it only to fixed locations, or can you kind of go anywhere?
I can go anywhere, but certain fixed locations make it more reliable, such as a permanent circle. It's just standard teleportation spell.
Do you have one at the Tower of Innis, or possibly, like, if I told you a place to go to, could you get there?
The tower? Why would you want to go to the tower?
Well, to look for information about this, maybe, or you could just go straight back to where we saw Innis last time, but that's kind of less specific.
I see. Well, to the extent that you're able to describe the location, I should be able to target it, and even if we wind up a ways away, it shouldn't be too far away. Unless I mess up, and she smiles almost girlishly.
Well, guys, you want to try going back to Tavrith's place?
Well, we should
To investigate
probably see about the guy downstairs first. I mean, there's no point in leaving that stone unturned, we are probably not going to find anything, but there's no point in leaving before we do that.
All right.
Also,
So talk.
through the link, I'm gonna ask. We had planned on going to the Citadel to try to find locations of more vestiges. Do we have a location in mind that might help with either the war or the whole goddess situation? I know almost nothing about it.
I wish I could talk and I could answer your question.
Sorry, was that an in the head question?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, we know where.
You sort of cut out towards the end of that. I think
Says it. Yeah, we know where to go.
We should probably go to a location that is going to be helpful for the vestige kind of thing, but probably not directly there. That seems like a bad idea.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, like, you didn't, I don't know where you were thinking of that is directly with her, but like, if we can teleport somewhere that's close so that we can walk there, as opposed to having to rely on her teleport. We still don't trust her with the god angle, right?
If we were level 9, I could fucking teleport.
I don't see why we have a problem with her knowing about Innis. I don't think she could hurt her or anything.
Okay.
Unless Tirsa has tentacles we need to know about.
I don't know. But
That would
Kane would be
change
so
the
I
upset.
just say, Aaron is on that angle, guys.
It's gonna be like Galaxy Quest.
I mean, Aaron's on the angle of banging anything.
And
Remember, cleric of the goddess of parties.
God.
Which god is this?
Parties in general, good times.
Yeah, Aaron
Which
has
god?
sort of been away from his element for quite a while at this
Little
point. All right, so Tirsa says, well then, shall we fetch Yurok and have him show us to what we have on our prisoner?
Sounds good.
Splendid, she says, and we will end it on that.